right, what is up everybody? My name is Buckshot. Welcome back to a new video. So today we're doing something different. We are doing a review of Forged in the Fog, which is the newest chapter in Dead by Daylight. And really quickly, disclaimer, if you came here thinking I'm going to absolutely rip the devs a new one, you are wrong. I'm going to give criticisms here and there, but for the most part, I'm going to talk about things that I do like about this chapter. So let's go ahead and start off with what is the Forged in the Fog chapter. So basically, it is the newest chapter in Dead by Daylight, which released the night, and as well as the new survivor, Vittorio. I believe that's how you say his name. Overall, I'm very happy with Vittorio. I actually really like his cosmetics and as well as his perks. His perks, honestly, are probably the best survivor perks they've released in a long time. So his survivor perks consist of two really good perks. I'm going to ignore the third one because I don't really care about it. The two really good survivor perks, in my opinion, are Potential Energy and Fogwise. Those two are really good. I think Final Gambit is the other one. I mean, it's gimmicky, to be honest with you. It's kind of, I wouldn't really run it. But I really do enjoy Potential Energy and Fogwise. I think they're actually game-changing. So I actually have to admit that I'm wrong here, because I did say a while back I thought Behavior had no clue how to design good survivor perks anymore. And here's me admitting I'm wrong. They actually showed me I am deadly wrong here. So the next part of the Forged in the Fog chapter is the Knight. So he is the newest killer in the game, and he comes with three unique perks, one of them being Nowhere to Hide, which I think is absolutely game-changing as well for killer. And the next one is Hex Face the Darkness. Again, I think that is I don't think it's game-changing, but I do think it's really good on certain killers. And the last perk is Hubris. I don't really like Hubris that much. I have seen people actually get some type of use out of it using Spear of Fury and Enduring. I personally don't like it and won't be running it. I think my favorite perk is Nowhere to Hide. Just being able to kick a gen and see the auras of survivors is very, very underrated. I think that just makes it so good, man. And like I said, I've had nothing but success with this perk. And yeah, man, I really do enjoy, Nowhere to Hide. So, now that I've talked about the things that I kind of enjoy about the three perks, I kind of want to talk about problems that exist with this patch. So, you guys will see like my ping indicator comes up sometimes and it's got a diamond with an arrow through it. Apparently that's packet loss. Now, prior to this patch, I had this problem. It wasn't until I reached out to Dead by Daylight support that they actually fixed it. So I guess they did something on their end. They never really confirmed because they said that they can't really confirm or deny. But it went away for a while. Then the new patch came out. Then it returned recently with the new patch, which I have no problem with. It is what it is. But yeah, connection issues. And I know I'm not the only one that has this. I've seen quite a few other streamers, YouTubers, just content creators in general having the same problem. There's some type of connection issue with the servers. I went through DVD support and I'm still currently, as of recording this video, still going through with them. I've completed several steps that they've asked me to do, to no result. I think the problem is something on their end, obviously. I mean, I believe it is on their end. I could be totally wrong. But at the end of the day, I think this is something on Behavior's end, and I do hope Behavior actually does look into it. Another thing that I've noticed is there are quite a few amount of crashes. So my game has just crashed randomly as well. Like, I've noticed that. I was given some steps on what to do there. I'm going to verify my files probably after recording this video and see if that fixes the crashing. I know that is happening to some people as well. Like, the game just completely crashes without any real reason of crashing. It just does. I mean, I was playing a night match earlier and my game just crashed. I don't know what happened. It just crashed. Another thing that I've noticed with this patch is there are quite a few bugs. I've noticed one with Legion. So when Legion vaults a pallet, it makes the sound of him vaulting a window as well as the animation of vaulting a window. That's another one as well. That's not really game changing, but it is noticeable. Another one that I've noticed is with Hag. So when Hag teleports, she cannot reset her trap until she swings. It locks her in a weird animation of just, like quickly bouncing, and she cannot reset her trap. I've noticed that a couple times, and I do hope that is something Behavior also investigates as well. Something is definitely not right with Hag in that aspect, and I've commented it several times on their Twitter. I've not received a reply whether or not they are aware of it, but I do hope that they are, and I hope it is something that they're looking into fixing, because it is quite an annoying bug with Hag. Other than that, man, those are some of the downsides of this patch. I have to say, man, I'm actually somewhat pleased with this with this chapter. I will say another thing that I do have a problem with is the new map. The new map has been a very big problematic design. So for those that don't know, the new map released, and it has a total of 30 pallets on it. Now, to some people, they're going to be like, well, Buckshot, 30 pallets. I mean, come on, man. There's other maps that can spawn that much too. To which you're right. But I would say this map is a map that does not need 30 pallets. There's already a ton of places for survivors to loot. There's actually some pretty strong windows on this map. There's also some pretty strong loops. Overall, this map gets an F in my book. Not good at all for killer. The only killer I've actually had success with it on has been Hag, but it's Hag. I mean, Hag on any map really doesn't matter. As long as you're good at Hag, doesn't matter. You can destroy really any map. But yeah, that's just, yeah, that map is not good for the game. I will say that. Like I said, I kind of want to move on to the things that I actually do want to highlight that I think are actually positive. I guess you could say the Knight is fun to play. He is fun to play. He is extremely weak, but he's fun to play. I actually do quite enjoy him, a little bit, actually. He is kind of bugged at the moment. Sometimes you can use your power and you're just bugged for the rest of the match. While I understand that bugs happen, this is, this is like a game-breaking bug. I kind of wish that Behavior put a little bit more effort into fixing certain things on the PTB, because obviously they knew about a lot of this and they didn't fix that. That's another complaint that a lot of people have, is coming off the PTB, there were things that Behavior were made aware of that they did not fix, which is pretty unfortunate, man. Other than that, man, this chapter is really good. I think there are certain things that I do hope Behavior kind of fixes. Obviously, I hope Hag gets fixed because, I'm a Hag main. I do hope that Legion gets fixed because, like I said, Legion's a little bit weird right now. I do know that there are certain issues that are also occurring. I do know that there's a weird issue with certain add-ons. I've seen certain people talking about certain add-ons that are having issues, so I hope Behavior does go back and look at this and, works on fixing certain aspects that are currently happening. Other than that, man, Behavior, not a bad patch. I am a little bit frustrated with the Knight's power. I do think it's very weird that they gave survivors so much information about what this killer is doing. His guards, I mean, they have a gigantic ring around them. When you're placing them, you can see. I don't really mind the placing part. So, like, them seeing where you're putting the guard, I don't have a problem with, right? Because even if they changed, like, even if they kept that the same, right? Let's say they take away the survivor's ability to see the ring, right? If they just kept their ability to see where you're going with your knight or your guard, I would be fine with that because that's counterplay, right? What I don't like is the fact that guards are completely ruined by a gigantic ring that just tells the survivor, hey, I'm over here, go the opposite direction, hold W the opposite direction, and it's not really fun, man. Other than that, I mean, the Knight, he's pretty okay. I do think he needs some buffs here and there. I think his guards need to be a little bit more lethal. I would like to see some type of movement speed buff. I did say that I think at the end of the day what they could do, and this is what Behavior could do. I think if they buff his movement speed, they should really, really focus more on his guards, right? So, like, I feel like at a certain point, like, let's say, you know how, like, there's the timer, right? Let's say the timer gets to, like, halfway. I think the guards should get a speed boost. Either that or make an add-on that does that, because a lot of his add-ons are kind of, how can I word this? Not good. There's a few add-ons that just kind of don't really do anything for his power, and it's just kind of weird. Other than that, man, the Knight's fun. I enjoy him. I think he's pretty okay. Would I buy this chapter again? Oh, man, that's hard to say. I don't know if I would buy this again, personally. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't get it, because I do think the Knight is a fun killer. I do think the perks in this chapter are fantastic. Even if the Knight turns out to be the worst killer in the game, I think his perks alone make up for that. I think Nowhere to Hide is insane. It'll be insane on certain killers. Wraith being one of them that's just going to make the most use out of this. Billy probably being another killer that's... Leatherface probably being another killer that could make use out of Nowhere to Hide. Ghostface... Any killer that could really do some damage to survivors, I would say, yeah, Nowhere to Hide is really good. Hubris, though, I wouldn't really recommend Hubris. I mean, it's kind of memey. I mean, if you're doing a Spirit Fury Enduring build, sure, but I think at the end of the day, Jin Regression is obviously the meta right now, and I think that's what people should probably go with. Aside from that, man, really, I would give this Forged in the Fog chapter probably... I'd probably give it a good old D-. I would say this is a D- chapter. The bugs, the problems that exist with Knight that were still on PTB that Behavior was well aware of, they kind of turned me off from this chapter. They really do. The fact that Behavior knew about a lot of this and just didn't fix anything, it's kind of annoying. But before people jump to blaming the devs, I want you guys to understand something. Don't blame the devs. Blame Behavior, because the devs are given a deadline of things that they have to have done, and they have to ship them then. So if you're looking to blame the devs, don't blame Behavior. Blame Behavior's atrocious deadline, because this right here, I guarantee you a lot of these problems that are currently in the game right now were not fixed because of an atrocious deadline by Behavior. I feel like a chapter like this had so much potential to really, really put every one of us in awe, and it missed the mark, man. I look forward to seeing what the buffs tonight are going to be. I look forward to seeing what issues are going to be fixed, as well as the new map. The new map is pretty problematic. I do hope that whatever connection issues are going on behind the scenes with the servers, whatever is going on with like terrible dog water ping is fixed. I hope that the AI on the guards is adjusted a little bit, because like I said, you just saw this Vittorio Volta window and my guard literally just went past him. Yeah, man, that's really annoying. I do hope that they work on the AI a little bit more, and obviously they did buff the AI on Nemesis, and the AI on Nemesis is flawless. I would like to see some type of fix to the guards AI. I'm sure that Behavior could do it, and I would be interested to see what they do. I also think at a certain point, guards should get a speed boost. Honestly, maybe even just make an add-on that does it. Maybe just make an add-on where you can boost your guard speed. Again, I'm sure there's an add-on out there that they could replace that's just completely pointless. The iridescent one. The exposed one. Oh, sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. Yeah, that one could probably get replaced with movement speed one. I don't think anybody would mind. Other than that, man, like I said, that's my review. I give this pretty much a D-. I want to give them a D+, but it's just really hard for me to do that with the connection issues that kind of ruin matches and make recording this game kind of a nightmare for me, because I'm teleporting back and lagging. And I just want to emphasize, this is not on my end, okay? Just emphasizing that before anybody thinks so. This is not a me problem. This is a Behavior problem. So I do hope Behavior looks into this and figures it out. Obviously, I hope that some buffs come through tonight. I think he desperately needs them. And overall, a pretty okay chapter. I wouldn't say it's the best chapter. I wouldn't say it's the worst. I've seen people say this is the worst chapter that's come to the game. I don't think anything is going to beat Twins anytime soon. I don't think anything is going to beat the Twins anytime soon. While the Knight comes close, I don't think it's beating the Twins yet. I think the Twins is the worst killer or like the worst. I think it's the worst chapter to ever come to the game, respectfully. So I don't think anything beats that out. I don't think anything will for a while. So yeah, man. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay. And oh yes, really quickly before we end this video, for those that don't know, I am also on Rumble. If you would like to come support me on Rumble, please feel free to do so. We are, we're trying to build a community over on Rumble, and we would hope you would want to join us over there. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 130 subs. We are 3 away. So, hey, man, join us on the road to 130, man. We would appreciate your support. With that being said, have a great rest of everybody's day. Peace.